course of the last 25 plus years of Yu-Gi-Oh, one of the most iconic monsters of all time, and one of the coolest by far, is gotta be the Dark Magician. Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes Black Dragon, the original trio of back in the day when we used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh when it first aired. To this day, it's still some of the coolest monsters ever released, and honestly, they're still somewhat playable. In fact, the Dark Magician deck just recently got a brand new update, which features the Dark Magician of Destruction. Now, I've already briefly explained this card and the way it works in my past video, but essentially, as long as you have a level 6 or higher spellcaster on the field and you activated a spell card, you can summon this card from your extra deck for free and then search any Dark Magician card in the deck to kind of get your Dark Magician engine going. Now, the biggest flaw with Dark Magician is, unlike a lot of decks that have only one card starters, this deck has multiple card starters sometimes. Like you need like 2 or 3 cards to get the combo just right, and if you don't, or somebody gets interrupted, you tend to not get your full board out. So the best way to make a weaker deck better, honestly, is figuring out the right staples. And the best one, honestly, right now, is gotta be Forbidden Droplet. This card is insane if you never use it. Essentially, the way it works is you send whatever cards from your hand or the field to negate any monsters on the field. And depending on what you send, your opponent cannot respond with those cards. So if you send like a spell, a trap, and monster, your opponent can't activate anything. On top of that, it's not targeting. Now you notice that I'm not playing infinite impermanence in here. The reason why is because it requires targeting, number one, which a lot of cards have protection to that. And sometimes you can just bounce cards, and if you bounce a card, your imperm does nothing. However, if I respond for Forbidden Droplet, you don't get to do that. You still get protected, and as long as that monster is not unaffected by card effects by your opponent, you stop that card. Honestly, Forbidden Droplet has got to be one of the best staples, if not the best right now. By the way, speaking of Forbidden Droplet and how good that card is, actually Konami sent me a new card that just came out in a brand new set Burst Protocol called Forbidden Crown. The next forbidden card, not to be confused with forbidden cards. This card is forbidden because it's insane. This is probably one of the best staples that just came out, and once it hits Master Duel at some point in the near future, it's going to be probably in a lot of decks. Essentially what this card does is it has 2 utilities. You choose a card and then it gains all these effects. Negate the effect, cannot attack, cannot be destroyed by battle, card effect, unaffected by activated effects except for its own, cannot be tributed, and cannot be used as material for fusion, sync, or exclusive link. Essentially what this card does is, if it's your turn, and let's say your opponent summons something that they try to link away, you can flip this, and then basically you stop that card, you negate the effect, and then they can't tribute it, and can kind of basically interrupt a lot of plays. However, the other utility you can use on your turn, which is actually great in a lot of decks, if you're about to die and you've done all your interruptions, you've done everything, you can flip this, target your own monster, or I guess choose your monster because it's actually target, and then as long as this is defense mode, your opponent can't attack it, destroy it. Well, they can attack it, but you can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. You can't get rid of it. Essentially, it saves you a whole turn, so when it goes back to you, if you have recursion, you can have another chance to win. This card's actually insane, and honestly, this is going to be a big staple that you're going to see a lot in the near future, and it's going to help a lot of weaker decks also gain the strength that they need to win. Once again, thank you Konami for sending me this. This is going to go immediately into my White Forest deck. Honestly, whenever Forbidden Crown comes out, that's going to make so many decks stronger. So yeah, this is what we got. As you can see, it's a mix of Primite. I do have a small Shining Sarcophagus package as well. And then we got a mix of everything, honestly. And before you're like, where's the Dark Magician cards? I have 17 in this deck. Actually, I have more, technically, if you count the extra deck as well. It's like 20-something. But this is the thing. It's like Dark Magician just requires way too many moving parts and has somewhat a lot of breaks. So sometimes it's not the best situation at hand. But if you open up a situation where, like, let's say Dark Magician Girl Apprentice, and let's say even Soul Servant, you can start drawing, you know. Once you get Dark Magician Destruction out, you can choose basically any one of that you need from your deck, as long as it doesn't get stopped by, like, you know, Infinite Permanence or Veiler. So you can do a lot with this, and honestly, the goal here is to set up a board that destroys your opponent's board. I mean, that's how Yu-Gi-Oh works. So let me stop talking and let me show you how this works, and then if you have any suggestions yourself that you figured out with the Dark Magician deck, then let me know in the comments below. Before we start, I did make one small change from what I had earlier. It's because I sat down to record the video and I realized I didn't like some kind of actions that I had. So I actually ended up adding Magician's Rod back into the deck, and I also added Celine. Now someone's gonna ask you, why aren't you playing pure Shining Sarcophagus? That's the new Dark Magician. And the reason why is because I don't like what the deck does yet. It's missing like one big aspect to the deck. I like that, you know, it feels like a very old school modern deck, if that makes sense, because the idea is you're just summoning like the old, you know, gadget trio. You go into the Silent Magician, Silent Swordsman, but then you're locked out of your action deck. It's like there's too many weaknesses with the deck. So yeah, we're gonna do, actually, this is a great hand. We're gonna activate Diabell Star by dropping Dark Magician first, and we're gonna make Soul Servant active, which is great. So you've seen this before. The idea with this is, oh, also no hand traps if they are playing K9. We're chilling here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab Deception. I'm gonna go into Deception, and we're going to send Oh, no, 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 no. I didn't mean to do it yet. I did not mean to do it yet. I mean, you know what? I'm gonna send Max C because I just don't like playing with this card. Honestly, winning with Max C is a crutch. It doesn't count. We'll just do that. They're probably like, what is the opponent doing? I actually meant to do this first. Something that I feel like this card should have done is this should have been untargetable. If this was untargetable, it makes it too immune to stuff like Valor and Imperm, which still doesn't make it like an insane card. And honestly, with like how weak Dark Magician is, it absolutely needs it. All right, so in this situation, we want to go for, I'm thinking we go for, honestly, let's do Rod. Yeah, we're gonna do Rod here. I do need my, do I want protection yet? Not yet. Let's go ahead and summon Rod, because they don't seem to have any hand traps to stop this. Let's go into, I'm thinking Soul Servant. Yeah, Soul Servant's fine. And then, we're gonna get another card in the field. We're gonna go ahead and go into Hallowed Azamina and get Arcealago out. By the way, if you choose to also opt in, you can play the Bellstar Vengeance along with Azamina and Saint Azamina, which are great cards. This is going to search Wanted, which is going to let us go into Sylvia, and now we have 3 bodies to make 8 with. Add that, boom. All right, now, see, something else that's very important in this deck is you're discarding a lot, so you want to also keep drawing. It's very important to have ammo, otherwise you don't get to do much. Okay, so first things first, let's go into, I'm thinking, ooh, I have a great play I can do. Fantastic play even. By sending both of these away. Check this out. Oh, this is gonna be nutty. Barone. Suddenly Dark Magician, all this deck is doing is putting up a bunch of negates. Start with Barone. Then we go into, do I have Dark Magician? Yeah, I do have Dark Magician in graveyard. So we're gonna go ahead and add this back. Boom. They have Bell. Do I care about Bell? Do I care about Bell? No, I do not. I don't think I do. Actually, you know what? I will negate it because I can recursion this. Yeah. So I'm gonna say no to that. What I can do next turn is I can set up something really, really nasty because Barone is another effect that's very, like, just insane. All right, Hallowed and Chain Wanted. So you've seen this before. We're gonna get another Omni Negate out. Again, the whole point of Yu-Gi-Oh is you want to stop your opponent's as much cards as possible. Add the Bellstar into hand. And let's get Sylvia out. Boom. Summon Sylvia. And then now I'm trying to think, like, what is Soul Servant doing for us? If I do this. Oh, I got an idea, actually. Let's grab Circle. Because I get to draw twice. Let's go ahead and just banish Soul Servant. Actually, I should have done the other way around. I should have done Wanted first in case I drew it into Dark Magician Girl, which is stupid. Actually, I could have done that because I could have just put her on top with this. Yeah, think about that next time. Ooh. Yeah, this is great. Let's do this. And then now we just draw one more card. So now what happens is I can use Barone to bring back Dark Magician to make Drill Beam live. Let me activate this. And on top of that, we also get, I just realized I never grabbed the Gaze of Timaeus. That's fine. I just realized I never grabbed it. In my mind, I thought I already had it in my hand. That's really it. I can stack it for next turn, so just put this here. Just do one of these. And we also summon Dark Magician from the deck. My free royal this week was a second copy of this, which I guess is nice because it's an alt card. And then that's it. All right, we pass. So, can I do anything? Honestly, what I can do also is I might just activate Barone to bring back Chorozo, because Chorozo is another effect, which is kind of useful. Let's go ahead and do that right now. Chorozo. Let's get you out, because this stops an attack. I'm so dumb. I'm mad in my mind. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just, I'm gonna flip the Gaze of Timaeus, and I didn't even get it in my hand. You had another Bell? That's actually valid. I don't really care about that. That's fine. Honestly, this is more bait than anything because Chorozo wouldn't do much, but I guess that was enough to scare them. And also, Cyberdark. What if I say no to that one? You can add a Cyberdark spell or trap. Yeah, that's fine, I guess, because I can just stop the spell or trap, to be honest. Realm, okay. I think we banished Realm. Yeah, let's get this out of here. Boom. What else do you have in hand? All right, they got no quick plays or anything. Now, as soon as they summon whatever they summon, we can stop that with, is there a world where I should have done the other way around? I feel like I should have done that. Sure, I guess. Let's go ahead and add Rod back into hand, recycling this. I wish Dark Magician as a deck had more recycling. They don't really care about recycling that much. It's not called by the grave because they would be able to activate that on something else. I mean, this is nice if you have like Dragoon in hand and you need another card to like discard, but it's kind of situational, to be honest. You know what also is nice is when you summon Noroi. No Roy. No Roy. No Roy. No. Let's send Diabellstar away. We're gonna stop this. So he doesn't run over Sylvia. That's why I did that. Again, Droplet is a champion. I'm telling you, Droplet will win you so many duels. Was that a normal summon, by the way? It was a normal summon. Oh no, I meant to activate Diabellstar! What am I doing? Oh, Rhyme, you absolute buffoon. Izuna. I'm gonna go ahead and say no to that one. I cannot believe I whiffed like that. I'm dumb. Okay, well, they can't do anything else. As long as this last one isn't, whatchamacallit? Case for K9, we're chilling. Which I don't think it is. And it's not. Look at that. Dark Magician beating K9 on the first try. I could have done that way better, though. Way, way better. In fact, for the rest of the video, I'm only going to do optimal plays. Now I'm lying, like, I'm not going to do that. All right, we got to go first. Again, Droplet is a champion. You should be playing Droplet like crazy. What is it with this hand, bro? Like, what is it with this? What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? Okay, well, once again, like, I guess all we can do is this. Is Droplet enough to, like, hold my opponent back from popping off? All right, now I know what you're thinking. Why did you set Droplet? Now you can't play Fuva. Well, the reason why is because you can activate Droplet to send whatever they have on the field and then chain Fuva by dropping this. And then next turn, I'll be able to activate Soul Servant and stack. I mean, I guess I should probably set that so I can dictate my draw and then get an extra draw. So that was kind of a dumb play, but I'm assuming they have Ash Blossom. In which case, this would be even better because then I can activate this, get Ash, and then activate that. What are you playing? I think we already lost. Nope. I mean, I'm sure. Let's summon the Dark Magician. What? I have never seen someone play this card. What is this? Their name is Big Old Deck. Did it lie to me? I'm gonna go ahead and activate Droplet and stop this. Again, Droplet is a champion. Now they cannot respond with monster effects. As I said, a monster, if they happen to have a quick play spell, they can chain that. But to stop that, I guess I'm gonna chain both if they had two monsters on the field. All right, now what do? Perfect. Now I chain Fuvalos, and you do not have Ash Blossom in your hand because I am just better today. Actually, I am better. I'm not gonna lie. I was expecting them to chain. I was expecting them to chain Ash Blossom, chain Callby, and chain Cross out for no reason at all. All right. Good news is we did open out with our 1 of 2. Ooh, they don't even have to summon this technically. I think that might. But I did open with my 1 of 2 Nibiru's, which this is a underrated hand trap, I would say. I say underrated right now because it's not always the best, and this is what I was trying to explain in the intro of the video. Hand traps and staples aren't always the best. Sometimes Dark Ruler No More is a great card, other times it's not. Evenly matched. I hate that card, but right now it's not a good time to play that card. A lot of times there's certain hand traps and staples that just aren't very, very playable. And the only time Droplet is ever not good is in the meta where like everything's being banished. So technically, if they happen to have like Kashtira or Rise Horror in the field, you can't actually activate Droplet. In situations like that, then Droplet isn't good. But no one's really playing a Rise Horror right now. You might run into it here and there, but you're not going to see it commonly. Is my opponent going to actually pop off? Was a better question because they know I have nothing. I mean, right off the bat, if you know anything about Dark Magician, if you see this in my hand, you know, and then 2 cards, you know I can't do anything. So if they end their turn, I just win. On top of that, Vanquish Soul plays on my turn, so they can just attack me once and then end their turn and still win. So whether or not that happens is up to them. They also open up crazy. That's nuts. Oh, okay, they're letting me draw for some reason. Sure. All right. You're giving me ammo that you should not be giving me. But even if they just end with this, even if they just end with this, they have a crazy turn next turn. All right, they're still playing. Okay, got it. Sure. I'm gonna assume they're gonna end with that. They're not gonna summon again. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, they're summoning again. From the deck too. From the deck. So you're giving me another draw under Vuva for no reason. This is something to keep in mind with Yu-Gi-Oh! You don't have to do this. You don't have to give your opponent this many draws. Again, you should just look at my deck and be like, wow, his deck sucks. I can end my turn right now. There's nothing that they possibly have that can, help them. Well, let's see what happens. I want to make sure that my toggle is on at the right time. Okay, let me just go ahead and turn it on right now before they start doing crazy stuff. So they definitely sent Dust Devil, and they set the quick play. Well, let me turn this off. Nibiru, the primal being! Yeah, go ahead, chain. Chain whatever you want, or you lose your field. You want to send this back. They're burning for 1,500. They're being petty. So they got Pantera, which they just sent back, and Raisin, which I think I knew, right? Raisin was already bounced back. The Raisin and Pantera, which are pretty good cards. Let me do this. See, they didn't have to do this. Again, if you look at my graveyard and see vanilla Dark Magician, you know I'm not playing anything crazy. You know what's even crazier? Because I have Dark Magician in the graveyard and I have Dark Magician Girl, I can literally draw 2 cards here in a second. Ooh, what a fantastic draw. What a great draw. Hear me out. I think we're going to summon this first. Yeah, let's summon this first. I'm gonna send anything to the graveyard, honestly. Let's send the other Dark Magician. That is enough to win, apparently. All I have is a rock. What did they think about? Yo, I promise you, my deck wasn't going to end on a lot at all. It wasn't going to do anything at all. It was going to probably end on a Dragoon and that's it. And you can out that pretty easily with this deck. But you know what? Hey, really goes to show you, do not let Fuva resolve. And even though I discarded Max C earlier, I was like, I don't want with Max C. I don't see the same with Fuva because a lot of decks can play around Fuva. There's many decks that can do a turn and give you 0 draws under Fuva. You can't say the same about Max C. Max C gives you too many draws, way too many. But with Fuva, if you saw that I had 2 cards in my hand, and you saw my top deck, my next draw was Magician Souls. That wasn't going to do anything. If you would have just ended your turn on that and then played during my turn, you would have been fine. Anyways, nevertheless, let's go to the next duel. You know what I like about this video is you already saw basically the newest shiny toys. What is it with this card, bro? It's at 2 in this deck. Anyways, you've seen some of the best decks in the game already in the video and showing how Dark Magician can fare against it. End of the day, you can always say that it comes down to the pilot. Like, if the pilot isn't necessarily making the best plays, like in that last duel, obviously I shouldn't have won that one. But there's also situations where if you do the right plays, you could win depending on who the better pilot is, so who has the better ammunition on the field. Okay, so we did go second here. They have a 60 card pile, and they're playing. Of course, it's got to be. It's always branded. So the problem with this is I do not think I can break this at all. The good news is when a spell or trap is activated, they can negate the activation. Forbidden Droplet can only be activated once per turn. So if I activate Droplet, then the problem is I gotta drop a card. You discard for cost. I could activate it again. But I guess you can see what happens if we go second with no hand. Again, one of the biggest drawbacks of Dark Magician is a lot of these decks. This is why a lot of 60 card decks thrive in Yu-Gi-Oh! Look at that. 60 card decks. It doesn't matter. It feels like they're 40 card decks. You activate 1 card, you go into a billion combos. With this, I have to run a 40 card deck and hope that I don't break. Okay, this is gonna turn to a lot. So they're gonna get, if they play it correctly, they're gonna get Brandon Lost. You're gonna get Mercurier in hand. You're gonna get Mirror Jade. You're gonna have potentially this set, or they might just use it for the banish effect to get Brandon Fusion back for next turn for recursion, because it's still at 1. Oh, it's at 2 actually. Never mind. What are we doing? So you're banishing. Oh, okay, yeah. So they're going into Lebellion and discard a card, and hopefully it's nothing crazy, or is something crazy, because not crazy as in the graveyard. Mitsurugi. Okay, that's Makes me nervous, I'm not gonna lie, because I'm not playing through a branded board, but I'm definitely not playing through a Mitsurugi branded board. All right, there's Mirror Jade. And what we got? You know, the crazy part is we're testing this deck in casual. A lot of times people will say, why are you testing casual? You know, casual is just, there's nothing happening in casual. That is the biggest lie someone will tell you. Casual literally has decks like this 24/7. Sometimes you might get lucky and run into someone playing a structured deck. Happened once earlier before I started recording. But for the most part, people are still playing real decks, also testing the decks. This is a good testing environment. Yep, there's a Brand Lost. And then now, so we're gonna add Brain Fusion back into hand. And then question is what are we choosing to set with Albion? Yo, when Fallen and Virtuous comes out in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel, card is insane. Essentially, when you send Albion, you're gonna set Fallen and Virtuous, which is a free pop, and then Fallen and Virtuous sends a card from your extra deck, so then you get to do it again and set it again. It's a pretty nutty card, so not looking forward to that being added. But also the good news is you can play that card in a lot of decks as well, because all that requires is a Albion package, as well as wow, as well as a imagine the other card that also was sent. Shout out to Konami for the free product is Ecclesia, the Dark Dragon. What this card says, let me read it for you as a little bonus of highlighting Burst Protocol cards. It says you can target one level A fusion in your graveyard or banishment and one card in the field and shuffle it back. So if you use Fallen and Virtuous to send this card to the graveyard, you can then pop a card with Fallen and Virtuous and then shuffle a card back using this card. It's nuts. Okay, so did I see what they added? Oh, Retribution. So they basically get their negate. And with this, I wasn't paying attention. Actually, I don't know what this means. Banishment. Oof, it's gonna be rough. This is gonna be very, very rough. Doodoo! Ash Blossom is actually great. At least for next turn. Okay, so what's the order of operations? I think the first thing we want to do is summon Diabellstar, sending Dark Magician, because what's gonna happen is they're going to negate. Actually, I have a great idea. Hold on, we're gonna activate this. Is branded Retribution? Oh, it is a counter trap. Never mind, it's not a great idea. Let's see what happens. All right, this is good. This is good. They're gonna try to banish my card because they know this is gonna go into Dragoon here. So what I'm going to do, as soon as they send their card away, I'm gonna chain Droplet. Again, this is why Droplet is so good. Chain Droplet. Now we can send this away. Boom. Just this. And then, honestly, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna negate Kit or Libellion, because that means they still have to banish a card on the field. So we're gonna get a 2-for-1 special here. Let's go for I guess, does this have an effect? No, it does not. If you have Fusion Monster, oh, okay, let's just go for this, I guess. So now they have to banish a monster in the field. One of these two, probably gonna be Kit, because you're not gonna send us. Yeah. And then we still get our effect with Deception. Boom. All right, since we already used Droplet, Droplet is kind of dead to us right now. So what I'm gonna do here is, what is the right play? They still have Banishment, which is gonna be crazy. Oh boy, this is going to be very, very difficult to break. Let's do Illusion of Chaos. I have a Dark Magician down there. What we're gonna do is summon this. Does this do anything for me? Not necessarily. Let's just do Rod. We're gonna send Illusion back. This is gonna be so hard to break. If I win this, we are the best duels in existence, I think. We're gonna go ahead and summon Rod right now. Boom. You stop this for some reason. I don't think you would, but for some reason, if they happen to stop this, why would you stop this? What happens here? Imagine if Dark Magician of Destruction was summonable off of any spellcaster you summoned. What it should have said, honestly, it should have said if you summon it off a Dark Magician monster or level 6 or higher spellcasters. All right, they're gonna fusion summon something. It's not gonna be Mirror Jip, probably Grand Guganol, maybe. It's Albion. And Albion is going to punish into a lot of options they can go for actually here. You never know with this deck. Oh, that one sucks. That's one I was hoping not to see. Okay, this is gonna be a pop. So what I gotta do now is we're gonna grab Soul Servant because they're gonna pop. Activate, yep. So we still get to play here, which is nice. What deception? I'm not worried about that. The question is what are the last two cards? Oh, they get to add Courier too. Wait, no, they don't. They don't. I keep forgetting that this is negate the activations. Ash Blossom can be activated against cards like Brand of Fusion when this is face up because Ash Blossom doesn't negate the activation. This is one of those things where reading Yu-Gi-Oh is very helpful. Now we do Soul Servant, and we are going to go for Dark Magician Girl. Now, watch how we play this masterfully. Artistically even. Genius-like. Special summon Dark Magician Girl. We go to send. This is why I chose to do the small package, because you're still constantly drawing cards. Summon this. If they happen to have Imprum, it sucks, but it looks like they don't. We activate Shining Sarcophagus. Boom. Woo! Look at that! Oh, would you look at that? Look at us. Who would have thought? There is a world. No, there's not. What am I talking about? There's not a world where I do that. I was gonna say there's a world where we go into Unite a Dragon, but again, the problem with the spell is it negates or it banishes a card on the end phase, which sucks. That wouldn't do anything. I need my Gaze into Maya's. Yeah, I need this. I 100% need this. Let me summon you. Actually, I did not want to summon that. What am I doing? I actually meant to save that for fodder for Dragoon. I'm an idiot. Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, I can just out these right now. I'm dumb. I'm actually dumb. Okay. We're just gonna go into attack here. Do this. Hear me out. Let me show you why I'll do it this way. This is gonna blow up my field. I'm not worried about. It really comes down to what the last couple cards are. What we do now is we go into SP Little Knight, and we're going to banish. Honestly, there's a world where I banish. Do I know what these are? What's the recursion looking like over here? Not very strong. Then this on the end phase. What you add? Oh, that sucks too. I'm not in the best position, if I can be honest with you. Here's what we're gonna do. I got an idea. We're gonna go ahead and banish. Just banish this one. We're gonna blindly hit. See what happens. Retribution, okay. We set this. Now on end phase. Watch. Look what happens. Look what happens. Oh wait, it won't work the way I think it works. Because in end phase, I was gonna say I'm just gonna activate Little Knight and dodge. Oh, but I can do that. I can do that. Beautiful. Boom. Because they have to activate that first. Otherwise, the way the ruling works is Mirror J was already activated, so it will blow up the field end phase without activating again because it's already activated. But because they have to activate this first, I can chain that. So now, Mirror Jade is going to activate, and then I get my card back. So there might be a world, honestly, where I'm going to go for... Wait, does it not work the way I think it works? Does it activate last? Does it activate last? End phase is still kind of confusing to me. Like, how does that work? Is it like the very last play that happens? It is. All right, never mind. I was wrong on that. Okay. What's the last card that they just added? Artesia. Which does fusion summon. Never mind. Like I said, we made it this far, which is good, but it's not good enough. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try to figure out how to stop this, because the issue with Dragoon is if I flip it now, I have basically next turn with it, which is not that great. And I don't have a negate, because the idea that I had was if I had Dragoon on the field along with SP Little Knight, if for some reason they would have... Are you just gonna go into attack here? Okay, interesting. I can take this. I don't have to worry about this. Yeah, I don't have to worry about this. I don't really care. Do I care? No, I don't care. I don't care. I gotta be careful though, because if they summon another Irrigate, which they, you know, you normally run 2 to 3 copies in a deck, it does out Dragoon. Kind of. Ah, I see what you're doing. Okay. Well, luckily I didn't summon my Dragoon. Ranguganol. I can't activate. Oh, in response, because this. Oh, okay, I got it. I'll be able to activate here in a second. Oh, snap. I guess there was a world where I should have hit this, right? Retribution wasn't doing. Oh, and then you got Mercury. Yeah, so I can't even activate. All right, yeah, they got it. Again, this goes to show you, like, the speed of Dark Magician compared to other decks. Because even, like, Branded, it's not really a new deck, you know. It gets its support every now and then. You know, with Fallen Virtues is going to be crazy support in the future. But even something like this isn't, like, super insane. I mean, if I activate this, it's like it doesn't. Wait, no, hold on. Mercury stops monster effects. If I return this and summon Dragoon, you can just, again, you can just Mirror Jade at number 1. Or there is a world where I do this, because this card becomes unaffected. This is unaffected, so they might activate Mirror Jade, Ice Blade Dragons right now effect, but they can't out this. And the way this card works is it gains, during battle, it gains attack equal to, go ahead and pop this, get this card out of here. The amount of spells, I think, and traps, right? Spells in the graveyard and banishment, which there's a bunch. Is it just mine? So both. So this is gonna be crazy. So Tamias United Dragon is pretty cool. Please try to activate the effect. Yeah. But they know if they run into this. No, he does not know. He does not know. Okay, sure. Effect. How strong do we get? Very. Oh, just 3,600. It's permanent, by the way. So this gains every single time. I really wish that this actually worked better with the Gaze of Tamias, because Gaze of Tamias says something. Why? Gaze of Tamias says, you know, banish the card on the end of the next turn, and this is unaffected by everything. So in theory, it should work with that, but it doesn't. It doesn't. What are you summoning with this? Another Mirror Jade? Sanctifier is interesting. What are you trying to summon? Or what are you trying to give me, I guess, is a better question. All right. Well, let's see where we can get. That gets added back into hand. Do you have any other effects that activate? I don't think so. Oh, Albion. I don't really care about that because I can just pop it. Just kidding. No, I can't. It's during my opponent's turn only. Branded opening. Don't really care about that. But wait a minute. Hold on. We can do something. We can actually do something here. We can 100% do something. That's going to activate this. We're going to add... can we win here? We can... I think we can win here. We might be able to win here. I'm going to activate this. Hold on. My brain's working. Because they doomed themselves putting this on the field. And Wanted is not in the graveyard. Hold on. I think we're cooking. There is a world where I summon this first. I already messed up. I did not mean to summon that first. That's fine. Dark Magician. Well, I'm gonna send this away and then summon Dark Magician Girl still. So it's fine. It works. What do you got over here? It's asking if they want to activate Albion, which doesn't do anything yet. Again, my card is unaffected. If they plan on summoning Albast to take Tamias, this card's unaffected. I do not care about that either. I literally do not care about that either. Let's go ahead and send this away to draw a card. I would like another card in my hand. I would like another. I guess I could also put Verte into the deck. The reason why I don't what an awful draw, is because I don't want to run into like I don't want to run Red Eyes Fusion. Sorry, I'm trying to think while speaking. Okay, so we know this is nothing. Activate this to send Deception away. I have an idea. I have a great idea, actually. Hold on. We might be cooking right now. Summon you. Arcielago is going to add Wanted. I see a world where we still win here. Because I see what they're trying to do with Coritis. They want to use Coritis to like turn everything to 0. But in a second, I'm going to summon Barone using... You know what? I might not even do Barone. I might just summon Chaos Angel because the only thing that can out Chaos Angel in a branded deck is Mirror Jade. Because the way Mirror Jade is written again, it works. Ooh. Not negate and destroy. Just negate. Okay, that's fine. Again, I mostly wanted to get this out. Unless they summon Mirror Jade off of that, in which case it sucks. But, you know, we can still do some stuff here. Yeah, I think they're trying to summon, they're trying to get on my United Dragon, but that's not how this deck works. Or how the card works. The card is unaffected. You know what's even crazier? This card is unaffected for only 2 turns, essentially. My turn and the next turn. And they still felt the need, yeah, we gotta remove this at the end phase. It's too powerful. I will never understand that logic. It's like, why do we make this so, like, weak? Right. They're summoning 2 cards each, so they're gonna give me another body, which is something that's gonna be very, very good for me. Again, you can't take my Timaeus, so it's still gonna be unaffected. Unfortunately, oh, they're giving me Ash. Is there a world where I can? No, I can't summon anything with that. They're definitely about to try to summon a Mirror Jade off of my United Dragon. They're gonna realize, wait a minute, it doesn't work that way. Because this is unaffected. You can't just use my card. Like, it's like Super Poly. Super Poly and Eternal Soul. Can't use it on Dark Magician. Like, why is this card not lighting up? I'm glad you asked, Rarely Lucky, because today you are definitely not lucky. You take my Arcielago though. Yep, see? Mirror Jade. Yep. Now the only thing that sucks is, well, for starters, let's go ahead and get that card back in my hand. The only thing that sucks is I hate that they still get the banish effect. Look at their extra deck, it's empty. All right, so my issue here is if I summon this, drop that, boom, that. Oh, I have an idea. Yo, I have a great idea, actually. A exquisite idea. I took it out! No! Black Luster Soldier would have been great here! No, he wouldn't have. He can still get banished by Mirror Jade. Never mind, I take it back. Why are you banishing? What are you... watch them target Timaeus. Watch them target Timaeus. Watch them target Timaeus still for some reason. Oh, okay, never mind. They were smart about it. Okay, yeah, it's not doing much. Okay, so if I summon you, what does it do for me? If I summon this, what does this do for me? Because I can go into Fancy Ball, but it doesn't do anything. So I guess we're just going to battle here. We're gonna do a lot of damage because there's more spells and traps in the graveyard, so we can gain. Alright, let's go ahead and just get rid of this. I know you're wondering, it's like, why are you going for this? I'm going for damage now. It's about sending a message. Effect! 43, we are so close. We are so close in winning here. And now, unfortunately, we do have to do, does this do anything for me? Because this card's gonna banish, so we gotta go into this. SP Lil Nye's already gone, so we can't even do anything with this. Oh, it feels so bad, man. Why does this card die? Fancy Ball. Yeah, if I had, no, that wouldn't work either. Like, if I had my, damn, no, I was gonna say, if I had Black Luster Soldier, would that have gotten me anywhere? It would not. This comes back. I mean, what I could have done is if I would have attacked into, like, any of the weaker cards, like, for example, into, Preda Plant, I could have then banished Mirror J. Mirror J would have triggered, but then, no, because they can just run it over again. End phase. Let's go and say no. This is going to come back. This is the nice thing about Fancy Ball. Fancy Ball is actually kind of nuts. All right, it's going to come back, by the way. You're like, why are you wasting that? It's going to come back. Yeah, get that card out of here. Come back. And then next turn, for some reason, they're not going to, but for some reason, they decide to go into, if they link something. I mean, do I even have anything I can summon? I can summon Hieratic, I guess. No, I can't. It requires 2 dragon monsters. I can't summon anything with this. It's absolutely GG's in the longest duel ever. This is how we go down. But hey, we fought, and we could have probably done a much better play at some point. But we fought. No, my Fancy Ball. All right. Well, that's Dark Magician. Again, much love to Konami for inspiring over the brand new Burst Protocol cards. I'm actually going to have a box opening on my second channel for that as well. If you want to see what I go pull over there, yeah, keep an eye out for Forbidden Crown. Other than that, thank you all for watching. Again, I talked about doing a Dark Magician versus Dark Magician video with one of the homies at some point. Still up in the air on that. If you want to see that, if you made it this far in the video, then like the video and let me know. Other than that, we'll see what we upload next. I have no clue. Editor, fade out the video.